Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Madman. Today we are talking everything we know from the official visit weekend, the first official visit weekend for the Wolverines of the season, plus a certain Michigan superstar is looking to go both ways. We'll talk about who that is, what it means, all that, and of course,
I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little girl, them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
Let's get right to it. Michigan starting corner, star corner, All-American, Will Johnson has an interest in playing on the offensive side of the ball. This isn't something that is new, especially for Michigan All-American cornerbacks, especially for Michigan All-American cornerbacks that wear number 2. Although also Jabril Peppers, who was recruited as a cornerback, ended up playing that Viper position for Michigan, kind of a hybrid safety, also played some offensive snaps. That said, Will Johnson spoke about his desire to play offense, spoke about how the coaches feel about it. He said that new offensive coordinator, former quarterbacks coach, Kirk Campbell, is always saying something to him about it. He did say that head coach Jerome Moore is a little less fond of it, wants to make sure that he's healthy to shut down the side of the field like he's been doing his entire scholastic career to this point, but he has a strong desire to play offense. He says that the guys on the offensive side of the ball love the idea and want him to play as well, so he can show what he can do. I think it's worth, trotting him out there 1 or 2 times a game, even if it's as a decoy, but certainly, I think, throw him a ball or 2, see what he can do. I'm fond of it. He's obviously got the size. He's already a big corner, 6'2", 6'3"-ish in that range, about 200 pounds. We saw what someone with a similar frame could do with Charles Woodson, obviously the GOAT, by the way. But I think it's worth seeing what Will Johnson can do. He's been spectacular on defense to this point. I expect nothing less. So we'll see what happens, but it's some smoke there. Also, don't forget that earlier in the season, he was also talked about as a possible punt returner. That too is something that Charles Woodson and Jabril Peppers were able to do in their time at Michigan. So we'll see what happens. Now let's get into the news coming out of official visits. Michigan hosted some elite players for the first official visit weekend of the season for the Wolverines. One of those players being Bishop Gorman 5-star wide receiver Derek Meadows, who in one word described his visit as incredible. This is massive for Michigan, obviously. This is one that they needed to hit out of the park coming into the visit. It was thought that Notre Dame was the clear leader for Meadows. That may not have changed, although he did say something to the contrary when interviewed by Tom Loy. We'll see exactly where he stands here as he wants to make a decision somewhere in September. But speaking about the visit, he said it was incredible. He said the staff did a tremendous job. It was great to see the practice. He got to see coaches in action, and he specifically loves the way that wide receiver coach Ron Bellamy coaches the receivers. He said he teaches them the right things, and that's what I need in a coach. In terms of connecting with the player, his host was Amarion Stewart, 4-star wide receiver from a season ago, who was coming into his true freshman season. He and Derek Meadows actually have a friendly pass together, as Derek Meadows is originally from Illinois. So they have some familiarity, and he spoke about being with Amarion Stewart during his time on his official visit, saying he was a longtime friend, and it was great to be able to see him again after years. Just being able to connect with him was incredible. He told Derek Meadows that this was the place to be, speaking of Ann Arbor, and there is no place like it. So hopefully Derek Meadows was able to take that to heart. Anything that Michigan can do to, be in a better position to land this kid would be phenomenal. Derek Meadows' former teammate at Bishop Gorman, Micah Kayapana, is also on campus at Michigan. He was able to connect with not only Derek Meadows, but the guy we're going to talk about next, Douglas Utu. So that is also some familiarity for Meadows and Utu. Meadows also went on to say he met with every coach there and had a blast. He said the people are welcoming. When asked if Michigan improved their chances, he said, quote, "They definitely set the bar high on my list. It's going to be a tough decision in the end, but it's something I am looking forward to." And in terms of a leader, he said, "There isn't a leader yet, but I just have to go through the process and evaluate each school one by one." He is also obviously set to visit Notre Dame. Georgia is on his list, as well as LSU and Alabama. So Michigan definitely in a fight with some heavyweights here in terms of the schools recruiting Derek Meadows and that are set to receive official visits. He is currently ranked the number 32 player in all of the land. Again, 5-star wide receiver out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. I'll keep you posted as more information becomes available. Moving on to another recruit out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas, Douglas Utu. He and his family were very pleased with the visit. Michigan's plan here was to set the bar really high for this visit, knowing that they were only his second official visit, as he took a visit to Washington last month. But from everything I've read and have been told, it looks like they accomplished that mission, right? The family extremely pleased. Douglas Utu was extremely excited coming out of this visit. He said, quote, "I loved every day I had to spend out there. It was really good. Their staff was there the whole time." He said, "I love Coach Moore. We've been talking for quite a long time, ever since he offered me my sophomore year. That pretty much is the main person that kicked off all my big recruitment." So Sharon Moore, head coach of Michigan, getting credit there for starting, at least for the bigger programs, the recruitment of Douglas Utu. He went on to say that he actually speaks a lot. They actually speak a lot because everyone at Ann Arbor loves Coach Moore. Pretty much the whole town, they're in love with the O-line. So that pretty much speaks a lot of how Coach Moore markets his team. Douglas Utu, again, out of Bishop Gorman, this will be a massive get for Michigan if they're able to land him. A 4-star, elite 4-star recruit, rated number 53 nationally, the number 2 recruit in the state of Nevada, only behind his 5-star teammate Derek Meadows, and the number 3 interior offensive lineman in the class of 2025. He also spoke about not caring where exactly he plays on the line for Michigan. He said, "As long as I get some playing time, able to start as soon as I can, then that's all that really matters for me. I'm willing to play whichever position they put me at." So a guy like this, you definitely want on your team, who doesn't really care about where he starts on the offensive line. Having the ability to start anywhere on the offensive line, speaks to his talent and flexibility. His player host was early enrollee from the 2024 class, Blake Frazier. They really hit it off. He said nothing is guaranteed. This visit for Michigan seems like it accomplished everything that they wanted it to. He said, "I've had a lot of interest in Michigan for a long time, ever since they offered me. Then ever since I was able to see their O-line work, they all work together. There's not one person that sticks out. They're all on the same page." That's the main thing that stuck out to me when it comes to their tradition as an O-line. So another recruit that Michigan works really hard to get. We'll see how this work that they've put in for Douglas Utu pans out for them. I think Michigan is in a really good position for U2 services. According to On3's RPM recruiting prediction machine, Michigan is in the lead, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted as more information becomes available. Finally, we'll talk about top 100 4-star safety Koa Winston out of Washington, D.C., Gonzaga High School. He was on campus as well for an official visit. He got to meet with all the coaches as well and said that Michigan set the bar really high, which is a great thing for Michigan in terms of this recruitment. He went on to say, quote, "We did a lot. There weren't a lot of guys, but me and the other recruits had a lot of fun. It was good having a smaller group there. It was individualized. We really got to bond and get to know the other recruits better. We got to know the coaches and players better too. I've been there before, but all Michigan is really chill and laid back. They are the national champions, so they are doing something good. They're about their business. Win, win, win. That's what we really care about. That's what they really care about. Winning is the main goal, as it should be." He went on to talk about spending time with new Michigan defensive backs coach Lamar Morgan. He expressed how chill Coach Morgan is, and they went over some situational football, different downs and distances. He also hung out with Winston and his parents during different events and meals. He said it was good to spend more time with them. He went on to say that he got to spend some time with Morgan and defensive coordinator Wink Martindale, who went over the game plan with him and really expressed how they would like to see him in that Mike Sainristil type role for Michigan. Went over some other defensive schemes. So he said his family really liked it. They talked to the team on how authentic they are. So it's really good. His host was Michigan safety or defensive back Zeke Berry. He also got to hang out a little bit with Quentin Johnson. So very, very important for Michigan to set the bar high, and as he said himself, they did that. We'll see what happens going forward. Right now, it's thought that Penn State, or coming into this visit, it's thought that Penn State was in the lead for his services. We'll see what happens, and I'll keep you posted as more information becomes available. That'll do it for this video. I'll probably put out another video later or go live later, so be on the lookout for that. Also, follow me everywhere, at Maize Madman, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you do social media on, I'm there. Follow me. Until next time, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go to the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. So I'ma calm down, son. I just don't get that all that Mace and that lock and all that puff. I just don't get it, son,
Okay,
for real.
just calm
And how the